Jupiter is going to be making its yearly transit from Taurus to Gemini on May 14th. And today I will talk about the impact that will have on the world and all of us. Hello everybody, I'm Tina Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel and a very, very warm namaste. Aham Brahmasmi. Before I begin, I would like to thank all my viewers that wished me well in response to the sad news that I shared on my last video. I was so touched by the outpouring of love that I don't even have words to thank you. But basically all I can say is thank you and God bless. I have the best, absolutely the best viewers and subscribers that compared to most of the YouTubers. I'm convinced about that. So again, thank you and God bless to all of you. Now let's talk about the Jupiter transit. So Jupiter has been transiting in Taurus since May of last year, and now it will transit to the next zodiac sign of Gemini on May 14th. So Jupiter is one of the slow moving planets, so it normally stays in the same zodiac for 1 year, and it transits approximately once in 12 to 13 months. But this time it's going to behave just a little out of character and transit much faster to the next zodiac of Cancer on October 18th of this year itself. So it will then turn retrograde on November 11th and then enter Gemini once again on December 5th, 2025. So this unusually faster speed of Jupiter is referred to as Atichari Jupiter in Vedic astrology. Ati simply means fast and Chari means movement. So Atichari simply means fast moving or rushing forward. Actually, as an FYI, Jupiter is going to be fast moving or Atichari for the next 8 years. That's right, 8 years. So now how do the results of Atichari Jupiter differ from when Jupiter is moving at its regular speed? In Atichari Jupiter, we may experience that Jupiter is not as stable as it normally is. Since Jupiter is considered a benefic planet, in the case of fast-moving Jupiter, we may not get the ample opportunity to take advantage of its positive impacts. In the case of fast-moving Jupiter, the window of opportunity to get the benefit may be so short that we may not be able to act fast or swift enough to be able to grab it, and so it could indicate a time of lost opportunities for some of us. So it requires very careful timing of events. The other factor is that its influence could be compressed or intensified, and this means that the effects may actually manifest, or the results may manifest, but not with a lot of intensity, and they may not last for a very long time either. The other impact it may have is that it can create very sudden changes or impacts rather than the more gradual changes in our lives. So it has the ability to shock or startle us, and we are usually not comfortable with that kind of a change. Now, Jupiter has been blessed with 3 aspects. So it aspects the 5th, the 7th, and the 9th zodiac from itself. So while it is going to be transiting in Gemini, it will aspect the zodiacs of Libra, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Another thing to note is that Rahu is going to be transiting in Aquarius very shortly in May itself. So Jupiter and Rahu will mutually aspect each other until October 18th of this year. So the impact of Jupiter will have a bit of Rahu mixed into it because of that mutual aspect. And also interestingly, both Saturn and Jupiter will have the double aspect on the zodiac of Sagittarius. So for those of you that have any planets in Sagittarius, they can expect significant results and events from them during the next 6 months, which is from May to October. In fact, if you have any planets in the zodiacs of Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius, and Sagittarius, I think I mentioned, they will now be activated due to the aspect of Jupiter. If you don't have your Vedic birth chart to know what planets you have, then in your natal birth chart, then you can easily make your own chart. And I will include the link to a website in my description box in this video. Now, all you do is just click it and it takes you to a website where you can enter your date, time and place of birth, and it shows you your birth chart. So make sure you click the North Indian style and take a look at the chart. Now the chart will have a square box with 12 diamonds shapes in it. Each diamond shape represents a zodiac house, and it has a number written on it, as well as some of the shapes may have planets written in it. So Gemini is a 3, Libra is 7, Sagittarius is 9, and Aquarius is 11. So if there are planets in the boxes with these numbers, then you understand that those planets are going to get activated by Jupiter's transit. In this video, I'm going to give you predictions in 2 different ways. The first is going to be that if you have planets in your own birth chart in the zodiacs of Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius, and Aquarius, then what are the impacts or the results that you can expect? So if you have any planets out of the 9 in these 4 zodiacs in your natal birth chart, which I showed you how to make now, the results, what are the results you can expect? This is the more accurate way of getting predictions. So definitely try to do that. Just takes a second to create your own birth chart if you don't have one, and then look at that. And the second way predictions will be like I normally do them, which is based on your ascendant or the rising sign. And if you prefer, you can look at it based on your moon sign as well. A lot of people ask me, what is it based on? Predictions that are based on your ascendant or the rising sign are always way more accurate than based on your moon sign, which is why I always do them by the ascendant sign. So predictions 2 different ways. Now, my suggestion is that you do read or listen to the section based on both. Do them by your planets as well as by your ascendant sign, and you combine the results of those. And then that's the way you would get the absolutely most accurate prediction, which is why I'm taking a lot of time and trouble to make this video and doing them by both. Most astrologers definitely wouldn't do that, but I'm going to do that for you guys. So make sure you listen to both sections. One is the impact on the planets, if you do have planets in those 4 zodiacs, and the other is by your ascendant or rising sign or lagna. Okay, moving on. I now move on to predictions based on the results you can expect if you have planets in any of the 4 zodiacs in your natal birth chart in the zodiac of Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. So if you have moon placed in any of the 4 zodiacs that I mentioned in your natal birth chart, what could be the impact? So you will have favorable results if the moon is not impacted by any challenging planets such as Saturn, Rahu, or Ketu. It's a very good time for education and learning. There can be relocation and lots of travel, or even travel to religious places, or actually you may travel to watery places or foreign lands. It's a very good time for your mother and her health as well. So she had health issues, good for that recovery. But if your moon is in a challenged position in your chart, then your mind can get very unstable. You may have some anxiety and go through mental stress and worries, even if you have nothing to worry about. And also your mother may go through some minor health issues or some stress as well. So you have to make sure you maintain a very good relationship with your mother during this time. If Saturn is placed in any of those 4 zodiacs in your natal chart, then it's an extremely positive time for your career and job-related matters. Chance of promotions, new jobs, there could be new ventures, and success in professional matters. You may have an increase in responsibilities due to new or higher positions in your work area. There's also the possibility of travel to some hilly areas, but make sure your health does get impacted a little bit. There could be some gastric digestive issues, and there can also be some joint pains. However, if Saturn is, in a malefic position where it's debilitated or aspected by Rahu and Ketu, then you may have some difficulty in your job, or you have a lot of work burden, but you may not see the results of the hard work that you put in right away. When Jupiter activates the sun, being in any of these 4 zodiacs, then this is a very favorable time for your father and his career as well as his health if he was having any health issues. You could also earn lots of good respect, name, and fame. That's a very positive time for that. It's also a time when you become very disciplined in your habits. Your father could become very disciplined as well. And your approach to your work could be very regular, disciplined, and you work hard with a very strict schedule. If you're waiting for any government benefits, or if you do work with the government, extremely positive time for that. If you had anything to do with the government that was getting delayed, especially related to documentation, this is a positive time for that. It's going to come to fruition at this time. Although if the sun is placed in a challenging position, which could mean it's aspected or along with Rahu, Ketu, or Saturn, then the positive results I mentioned may not manifest. In fact, you may have a little bit of trouble with the government, or you may have trouble with your health, especially your eyes and bones at this time. If Ketu is placed in any of these 4 zodiacs, then you might prefer to stay in isolation more than socialization. You may pull away from people, and you can be drawn to nature and prefer to spend time outdoors, explore nature by yourself. You may even pull back from communication, and you may start not wanting to talk or speak a lot less. At the same time, some people may prefer to start writing or keeping a journal or something like that, even if you haven't previously. Your intuition becomes very strong at this time, and you are drawn to spirituality and mantra chanting, and this is going to be extremely beneficial for you. There is the feeling or desire to give up or relinquish things, especially the material things, and also some relationships. You feel that if they've lost meaning in your life, whether they're material things or people, you just want to give them up. It doesn't even matter. Some of you may get a new pet, especially a new dog. And a lot of you may actually have the desire to get a new guru that wants to, bring you into spirituality or teach you new things about spirituality, and are drawn to that. A lot of you people may even want to travel for spiritual reasons, especially to mountainous areas like high mountains, hilly areas, for religious reasons, for spiritual reasons. Some of you may want to even meditate in these, outdoors, or want to do hiking, or, climb mountains. Let's just say climb mountains for various reasons. Drawn to the mountains, especially. So this is something that Ketu does, and Ketu likes to do. Ketu represents mountains, so you're going to be drawn to that kind of stuff. If you like hiking, then certainly something that you're going to do is hike hilly places is something that you may be drawn to doing. And one last impact of Ketu could be that there could be childbirth within the family, or you yourself. If that's something that you're looking for, then there could be childbirth, or it could be within the family as well. So if you're looking for that, then this is certainly a good time for you to, think about that and plan a baby if that's what you want. So what about if Rahu is in any of these 4 zodiacs? Then that's just the opposite of Ketu's impact, where now you have a lot of desire, obsession for material things, big things, magnanimous things is going to increase. It could be for big projects, ventures, jobs with large corporations, getting a big house, moving to a big city, or simply buying a big car. So it's the desire for something big. Rahu thinks big. So you start thinking big. So you may also come up with all types of tricks and shortcuts to achieve your desires, Rahu's shortcuts. And there can be a lot of foreign travels as well. On the flip side, it may cause some health concerns such as breathing and sinus problems, and also issues with your stomach and digestion. Some of you may have some separation from someone close to you, but also you may be drawn to foreign people, could be foreigners. So you may want to become friends with foreigners, or you may start working with foreigners, foreign corporations. And so you may be drawn to foreign cuisine, all things foreign, let's say. And if for those people that are single and they start dating, then it could be with somebody foreign. Now, in this case, foreign doesn't mean from a foreign country. It could also mean somebody from within your country, but that's somebody that's very different from yourself. So as an example, people that live in India, if you're from North India, then it could be somebody from South India. So somebody that's extremely different from you is also considered foreign. If people that get married, they could get married into another culture, another religion. So that's possible too. So Rahu is drawn to people or things that are very different, out of the box, different things. So that's what you're going to get drawn to, Like I said, if you get married, it's somebody different, different religion, from a different race, from a different country. So that's kind of things that Rahu will activate now. Also, those people that are trying to move abroad or a foreign country for a job or something, then it activates that as well. So if that's something you're looking for, you can try for that. But one thing, word of caution is to make sure your documents are in order. Don't try to shortcut your way and play tricks, or don't do any fraud or anything like that. Just make sure everything's in order, and then it will manifest. So you can certainly manifest or get things like that done at this time, relocating to a foreign country or changing your job or something like that. Now, on the other hand, if Rahu is affected by Saturn or Mars in your birth chart, then you need to be extremely careful of getting into addictions or any other bad habits at this time. So make sure you stay away from that and don't get tempted with that. What about Jupiter's aspect on its own natal Jupiter? And so this is going to be an excellent time, because it will enhance the benefic qualities of Jupiter, which are wisdom, spirituality, education, married, children, creativity, success, and your family. So now you enjoy the respect, the name, and fame due to your own wisdom and your ability to communicate and put your thoughts across to people. It's also a very favorable time for wealth and finance, and there can be very good success in that area due to your new ideas in your profession and business. Use lots of creativity to come up with new ideas, my suggestion. People are drawn to you, and your aura and energy is extremely positive at this time. There is a wonderful possibility of love and marriage, if single, and childbirth, if that's something that you were looking for. There will be some sort of expansion in the family members either getting married or having children. You yourself could get married or have children. So it's a very, very benefic, very positive time for if you have Jupiter's aspect on your natal Jupiter. On the flip side, if Jupiter is not well placed, meaning it's in the 6th house or the 8th house, then you need to take care of your health. You could have some Jupiter-related problems. So if you're prone to diabetes, you need to take care of that, manage that. And also you could overeat, especially sugary foods. Jupiter likes sugary foods. So you could overeat, and then you can end up with some weight issues. So if Jupiter is not well placed, meaning it's in the 8th house, or it's with especially if it's with Rahu or Ketu, then it's more to do with the house placement. Then your eating habits could certainly bring up some health issues, especially related to glandular issues like diabetes and also breathing issues. So make sure you take care of your health if it's not well placed. So let's take a look at if Mars is placed in any of the 4 zodiacs I mentioned and it's activated by Jupiter. So this period can make you a little injury prone, and if you have been thinking of or delaying getting any necessary surgery, then this is the time when you probably end up getting it, or you may have some kind of surgery. Nothing to be scared of. It's just something that what happens is Jupiter is going to expand the significations of that planet. So Mars does signify blood, so it could be surgery, or you could just probably get cuts or something like that. So you have to be a little careful with that. So Mars does signify real estate as well. So if you have been waiting on completing any real estate deals, then that will get completed at this time. Also, people that have been trying to get into learning, getting any education or skills related to technical training, then they're going to go in for that, and that's going to be a wonderful time. Also, there's a tendency towards physical exercise, going to the gym, playing sports, general sports, and generally taking care of your physical body. It's a very, very favorable time for those individuals that have careers related to Mars, which is the physical body, such as trainers, yoga teachers, and all the careers that wear uniforms, such as armed forces and security personnel. Very, very wonderful time for those careers. They can get promotions, they can get good growth and expansion in their jobs, they can get recognition, lots of happiness around their careers based on that. So it's a positive time as well. I just mentioned injury prone because Mars does cause injuries. Let's just be honest that it does. So just take care of yourself. This is not the time to, partake in or indulge in adventurous activities. So, stay away from that. You should be good. Drive carefully. You should be good. And otherwise, like I said, there's a lot of other good things, so especially real estate. I would say that you could spend on real estate, you could do things with real estate, you could redecorate. So Mars does represent real estate. Also, Mars represents cooking. So if there's people that want or thinking about learning how to cook or going and taking cooking classes, this is the time for that. People may end up cooking a lot at home, so that's one of the things too. You may spend a lot of time cooking with family, doing a lot of outdoor cooking with family. Be careful with the fire, but so Mars does signify cooking as well, so you may be doing a lot of it if you are a home cook. But a lot of people may start businesses related to cooking also at this time if Mars is getting activated. So there's a lot of positive indications as well. It's not just the injury prone is not the only thing. So definitely a good time related to all the Mars activity that's related to Mars. What about when Venus is any of these four zodiac houses? What can you expect then? Well, this is a period of expansion of the luxuries in your life, such as comfort, good food, acquisition of luxuries, beautification of the home, and even purchasing good vehicles for yourself. So for married men, there can be an improvement in your wife's career and profession as well at this time. The prospects of for gaining wealth are very good at this time. And single people, there's an excellent chance of starting a new relationship also. Overall, this is a very happy time for relationships in general. Although if Venus is in a challenged placement in your chart with Ketu or Saturn, then there can be challenges in your existing relationships. One of the things that I need to say is that because Jupiter has an element of Rahu, like I said, because of the mutual aspect of it, then there can be some people, especially if there's Rahu with it, with your Venus, or has something related to Rahu, then there can be chances of you getting interested outside the marriage with other people or something like that. You need to watch out for that, because obviously those things don't end well. So I'm just putting it out there that stay interested in the marriage. It's going to be a happy time for your marriage, especially for men, because for men, Venus is your wife. And so for it doesn't apply to women as much as this applies to men. That don't be looking outside, don't be stepping outside the marriage. This is a time when you may be tested or you may be tempted, but certainly don't fall for that temptation, because the coming up time is when Jupiter goes into Cancer and retrogrades, it could be a very, very testing time if you have done that. So make sure you don't fall for that Rahu charm, and stay interested in the marriage, and make sure you keep your relationship going, because it's going to be a very, very happy time for you within the marriage, within the home, and you can enjoy a very happy, harmonious life with your wife at this time. And lastly, what is the result when Mercury is in any of the four zodiacs that I mentioned? Well, you can expect a vast range of results depending upon your life situation, because Mercury represents a lot of different things. You can get involved with something to do with children, such as activities or education, or you could yourself may get into education or learning new skill sets. Some of you may start doing or learning a new hobby, such as learning to play musical instruments or perhaps dancing. So you may even start thinking of starting a new business at this time. Mercury represents business. It could perhaps be a very small, creatively inclined business, or actually one that caters to something to do with children as well. But it could just be any business. Since Mercury signifies communication, some people may do something new in that area, such as writing, publishing, social media, or marketing. And if you are already in any of these fields, then this can be a very, very good expansion and growth time for you. So that's extremely positive time for that. If you are a small business owner, then this is definitely a very good time for you as well. So small business owners, I did not say big business owner, I said small business owners, creatively inclined, something to do with your business, something to do with children or creativity. then this is certainly, or even education, I should say, then this is an excellent time for financial improvement, for growth and expansion. So this is a very good time for that as well. What are the general impacts of this transit on overall the world and in people in general? So Gemini is the third house of the generic birth chart. It is an air sign, and its significations are communications, creativity, all kinds, such as writing, speech, media, marketing, and even social media. Jupiter signifies growth and expansion, as well as creativity and wisdom. So this will give most of us good ideas and creativity. It could also give us lots of motivation on what to write about or speak about. And this is especially favorable time for writers and any creators, including content creators who may have been facing writer's block up to now, and because now all of a sudden they may be bursting with new and innovative ideas. This is also a time when we could expect some new innovations to be introduced into the market. This is the Rahu impact. So there could be new research related to space and air, because both of them are air signs. So a lot of new things could come out at this time related to communication, air, space. Increase in gold prices, but it could be high and quick, and then it may fall again back quickly as well. Jupiter represents gold. There could even be laws or controls that are made or put into place that are related to religion. And there could be stricter controls and laws on people that proclaim to be the guardians of religion. There even may be official rules of behavior that may be imposed on what type of communication regarding religion is permitted or not over the next 8 years even. I'm not saying it could be over the next 6 years. Education related to vocational skills will be more important going forward. And overall, this is a time of great change and transformation, especially related to religion, financial markets, and education. At this time, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please do share my video with all your friends and family. Now I'm going to move on to your favorite part of the video, that is the predictions. So remember, my predictions are based on your ascendant or rising sign, based on your Vedic astrology calculation. Predictions for Aries. Aries, Jupiter will transit in your third house and aspect your 7th, 9th, and 11th house. This is a very positive transit for you. Your communication skills are extremely pleasant, and you develop a very convincing power. Your chances of monetary gains is high, especially if you are in business. Your initiatives and courage to start something new will be very powerful, and coupled with your creativity, you will be very successful. Your social circle as well as professional group expands, and you earn the respect of others. You will have great self-confidence, but make sure you don't rush into things. Take time to think through things and use your wisdom, or get very good counsel before you make critical decisions. Marriage is very possible for Aries, and if married, there is happiness in your marriage. Some of you may even travel for education purposes or for spiritual and religious reasons. It's time for you to manifest your dreams and desires via making wise choices and good guidance. Make sure you work well in groups and teams. Don't try to isolate yourself at this time. Stay very connected with positive people, and don't let any negativity get you down. Your relationships with siblings is very positive, and you get their support at this time. Also, you may have lots of short travels during this Jupiter phase, as well as any travels for education purposes or for you to increase your knowledge or skill set. Those Aries that are wanting to go for higher education will also go for higher education. And if somebody has wanted to go abroad or travel somewhere else for higher education, you will be successful in that, and you may even travel to foreign countries for your higher education. Prediction for Taurus. Taurus, Jupiter will transit in your second house and aspect your 6th, 8th, and 10th houses. Your full focus will now be on family and finance related matters. There can be expansion in both those areas. Hence, this is a very favorable time for growth in your wealth and financial situation. This could be due to either change in your job or simply you having very good ideas on how to manage your wealth. Getting good financial advice will be very instrumental in financial management. Find someone that can help you make investment decisions if you're not able to do it yourself. Be very vigilant about not getting defrauded regarding financial advice, and make sure to check thoroughly prior to making any financial or job changes. There is a chance that things may not turn out as good as they seemed originally. So check out everything very thoroughly prior to committing your finances or any career changes. Many Taurus people will change jobs during this transit. Those in healthcare, law, research, insurance, secret services, or money lending will do extremely well in their careers. Your speech will become very positive and convincing, so utilize your power of communication in a very positive and beneficial way for yourself. If there were any matters relating to documents that were getting delayed or stuck previously, then they get resolved now and you will move forward with them. There can be growth in the family via marriages or new babies, and this could be you or other members of the family that experience this. Your food habits can change completely now compared to your previous food choices. Make sure you're eating a very well-balanced diet as opposed to extremely fad diets, because there is a chance of your health suffering as a result of poor dietary choices. There's a chance of getting digestive issues during this time as well, so make sure that you eat well and eat the food that agrees with you. Be very cautious about how you speak with family members, because if you're not polite or you don't watch your words, there could be relationships that do get damaged. Although your communication is going to be very positive during this time, but I'm urging you to be very watch your communication and your words with family members at this time. Prediction for Gemini. Gemini, Jupiter will transit in your first house, that is your ascendant house, and aspect your fifth house, seventh, and the ninth house. During this transit, you start to experience a shift in your own personality in a very positive way. You have a more positive and hopeful aura, unless there are some challenging planets in your own ascendant house, in which case they could cause some health issues for you. Otherwise, you feel happier than previously and could perhaps even start ignoring the negative people in your life because you feel that they destroy your own positive energy. Now, it's a very good idea to take that approach because the Jupiter transit wants to give you a very positive aura and energy. So it's a good idea to just kind of not pay attention to the people that are bringing you negative energy. Now, Mercury is your ascendant ruler, and if that's not well placed, then some of you may experience some skin issues. The best remedy that I can suggest for you if you are experiencing skin issues is to stop taking your phone, your cell phone into the restroom with you, and it could definitely help with the skin issues. Yes, it's a little odd remedy, but it does actually work because the phone represents Mercury and the restroom represents Rahu. So it's a Mercury Rahu combination. Now, single Geminis, there's a good chance of marriage, but the married Geminis, there could be some challenges in your marriage. And now this is mainly due to your tendency to start giving nonstop advice and guidance to your spouse. If you can control this tendency, it will be a lot better. When Jupiter moves into the ascendant house, it takes on the role of a guru. So you're going to be taking on the role of guru and giving most people lots and lots of advice. Most of you will have a lot of new business ideas that come to your mind. This would be an excellent time to start any new business, especially those related to new and creative ideas related to IT, education, children, people, hobbies, sports, or anything related to your special skill sets. Some Geminis may start new learning or education programs. Some Geminis may even develop new skill sets and hobbies that they start practicing or start learning. Now, this is a very favorable time for all and any kind of acquiring of new knowledge. So if by all means practice new hobbies, and it should certainly give you lots of mental peace. This is a very favorable time for childbirth for those Geminis that are interested in having a new baby. Also very favorable for getting engaged or simply starting a new love relationship. Gemini, this is a phase that will pull you into spirituality, and some of you may even travel to religious places or for spiritual reasons, or search for a new guru that can teach you or initiate you into spirituality. My guidance is that is one of the best significations of the Jupiter transit. So definitely try and bring spirituality, religion into your life as much as you can to activate the positive significations of Jupiter. Prediction for Cancer. Cancer, Jupiter will transit in your 12th house and aspect your 4th, 6th, and 8th houses. Cancer, this phase is going to be mainly about two things, both very different from each other. The first is financial matters in terms of high expenses and loans. And the second is spirituality or isolation. And these are the two significations of the 12th house. So this could be an expensive time for you. And it seems like most of the expense could be related to your home or health matters. They could also be related to repayment of loans or debts that you could have taken on previous to the transit also. Other than that, my serious guidance is for you to watch your expenses very carefully and not take on any additional loans or debts during this transit, because they will be very difficult to pay off at a later date. During this phase, you find yourself withdrawing from socialization and preferring to be in isolation or with just a couple of people that you're very comfortable with. Some Cancers may be drawn towards religion or spirituality a lot, and this could also be due to the fact that they are generally feeling stressed and restless and a little bit drained. I'm not saying that they have a reason for being stressed, but it's just the positioning of the planets that will give them some anxiety and also some sleep issues. It would be an excellent idea to practice some meditation or simply visiting the place of your faith, like temples or churches, mosques, and it should help a lot. Take care of your health and make sure you get plenty of rest and relax your mind as much as you can and not worry needlessly. Now, if there were any matters related to the house or any other documentation that were pending for a very long time or just dragging on for a very long time, they will now get completed to your satisfaction, and that's wonderful news for you. Some Cancers can actually relocate to a foreign land or just simply relocate in general. And some can also change their positions within the company. So there can be some job changes, but mostly there's an indication that you can just stay with the same company but change your position within the company. Some Cancers can have foreign travel as well. And your mother's health should be a lot better, but this depends largely on the position of moon in your chart. So if there's some challenges to the moon in your chart, it's in a challenging position, then your mother's health could be just a little challenged. But if the moon is well placed in your chart, your mother's health could improve, and you could also enjoy a very good relationship with her during this transit. This transit is also very favorable for your father. He may do well in his career, but this depends on the position of Saturn in your chart. So if Saturn is good, your father will do really well. But if Saturn is in a challenging position, then your father may have aches and pains in his body, especially legs. Prediction for Leo. Leo, for you, Jupiter will transit in your 11th house and aspect your 3rd, 5th, and 7th houses. For Leo, this transit phase is going to be very positive in terms of monetary gains. Your network of personal and professional contacts will also grow a lot, and you become very social, and your desire to get to know new people will increase. You will want to be out and about, and since your communication skills will be at their optimum best, your ability to impress others is certainly going to be at its peak. Now's the time to also grow your professional contacts and explore the opportunities for business as well as professional growth. You will meet new people in high places, and my guidance is for you to be aware of this so you can seize the opportunity to introduce yourself to the right people at the right time. Individuals in education, in any field of art, sports, marketing, communication, social media, content creation, and even business owners will do rather well during this transit phase. There are chances of increasing wealth, and for some people, it could mean a double source of income as well. There is also possible that some sudden gains via unearned sources such as insurance or inheritance settlements or large gifts via in-laws. If these were getting stalled due to documentation issues, then they will get resolved now. Your wisdom and ability to make decisions is very good at this time, so make the life choices that you need to make with confidence. Relationships with siblings could also be very good, and you may get lots of support from them as well as your friends, unless you have challenging planets in the 3rd or 11th houses, such as Rahu, Ketu, or Saturn. There can be lots of travels during this transit, mainly in order to meet up with family. This is a very favorable time for Leo to get engaged or even married. Single Leos can start a new love relationship. Your children may do very well in education, or if they're adult, then they do well in their careers. Some Leos may take up a new hobby or restart an old one that they haven't practiced in a while. Prediction for Virgo. Virgo, Jupiter will transit in your 10th house and aspect your 2nd, 4th, and 6th houses. Virgo, this transit will activate your career as well as your home life. The focus is going to be primarily the career changes and the home environment for you that you will need to focus on. This is a particularly excellent time for your career. You will gain additional skill sets and knowledge that will increase your abilities as well as your value in the workplace. You will realize that you can actually earn via a new or additional source of income as well. If employed, there are very good chances of job promotions or income increases for you. Business owners may come up with additional and creative ideas to perhaps increase their revenue streams via additional products or ventures. Basically, Virgos will add to their skills and knowledge, and so their worth and value will increase, so their income will also increase now. Some Virgos may change jobs during this transit phase as well. But if Ketu gets activated via Jupiter, there can be significant job changes, or if you are at the age of retirement, there can be sudden retirement from jobs as well. On the home front, there are chances of real estate transactions as well as relocation, especially more so if Mars, Rahu, or Ketu get activated by Jupiter at this time. Some Virgos may also spend a lot of time away from home, traveling for work purposes. Virgos can expect to face some challenges managing their work-life balance due to their work overload or additional work responsibilities during this phase. They may also have some burden of responsibilities placed on them at home due to challenges with their spouse's health. Virgos will be drawn to spirituality, especially towards either finding a spiritual coach or learning about spirituality. Following a very highly spiritual path will have the ability to change them at a karmic level and put them on a completely different karmic path by the time Jupiter transits forward to Cancer in October. This transit of Jupiter is working at a very deep karmic level for Virgo because it is activating their career and karmic path in life. Prediction for Libra. Libra, for you, Jupiter will transit in your 9th house and aspect your 1st, 3rd, and 5th houses. For Libra, this transit of Jupiter is one that is deeply spiritual and activates their destiny and karma. They will be very attracted towards the divine, and some of them might even start visiting their place of worship regularly. If they do this, it will bring lots of positivity and happiness in their lives, as well as mental peace and good luck. Their own aura might be very positive, and their communication could improve a lot as well. They should make a significant effort to communicate pleasantly because this will be critical in getting the good benefits and also activating their luck factor. Being rude or sarcastic at this time can damage the positive impacts of this transit. Some Libras might start a new education program or want to acquire new skills to improve their value in their careers. If there was anyone that wanted to travel abroad for higher education and was waiting on visas or documentation to get cleared up, this might be your lucky phase and you could get that chance now. If waiting on admission for higher education, then this is a favorable time as well. It may also be a time for foreign travel or travel to religious places. It's a very favorable time for your father, and you may enjoy a good relationship with him and spend time with him, but that depends very greatly on the placement of your planets. Relationships with siblings is enjoyable and they're very supportive of you. Single Libras can find love now, and it's also a very positive time. to get engaged. Your children do well in your education, and you can also enjoy a good relationship with them, as also have fun with them and enjoy a very fun time with them. Libra, this is a very positive time for you in terms of happiness and relationships. Make sure that you value the people in your life and stay close to the divine at all times. Prediction for Scorpio. Scorpio, Jupiter will transit in your 8th house and aspect your 12th, 2nd, and 4th houses. Scorpio, the 8th house has some very challenging significations. However, Jupiter's transit through it means there can be some positive results for these significations as long as some benefic planets are getting activated during this transit. So please do check your chart to see what planets are getting activated, and listen to my previous section on planet activation in this video as well. So Scorpio, you will be very interested in learning about financial management related to speculation of all kinds, as well as trading stocks. So you may spend a lot of time learning about it in order to invest your finances. My guidance is to be rather careful managing your finance because the chance of loss is high. So don't do anything risky at this time. There could be sudden financial gains during this time, and they are mostly the unearned type of gains, and I'm talking about such as insurance and inheritance related. Although if there is a malefic impact on the 8th house, there could be some challenge related to the inheritance related matters. Some Scorpios could have some relocation, and especially if this was getting delayed previously, it can finally happen now. Make sure to check all your documentation for accuracy and completeness. There can be expenses related to real estate and home related items as well. Your communication and speech during this transit may not be as optimum best as you normally do, so you will need to pay extra careful attention to your words and your tone that you use with everyone, especially family members. This is a sensitive time related to relationships, so don't have an aggressive attitude with anyone, especially the important people in your life, because that can lead to some separations. In the workplace, it can even lead to a career downfall. Take care of your health, especially your digestive health and your food choices during this time. Some Scorpios may even have foreign trips or foreign travel during this transit. Just be careful of people and places around you. If you're not familiar with the place, make sure you're very careful and stay safe. Also, if there's people that are trying to, offer you deals, make sure you're not getting scammed. Prediction for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Jupiter will transit in your 7th house and aspect your 11th, 1st, and 3rd houses. Sagittarius, Jupiter is your ascendant ruler, and it's going to give you a very positive aura and magnetic personality during this transit. People will be attracted to you and even approach you for advice or simply to make a friendly contact with you. Some Sagittarius may be prone to sudden weight gain, but that can be managed via physical exercise if it's something that bothers you. Jupiter is in your house of partnerships, so the focus is clearly on your marriage and also business. Depending on what planets are getting activated, it could be a pleasant and harmonious time in your marriage. Your spouse could do very well in their career and also have financial gains and success. On the flip side, if there are malefic planets getting activated, such as Ketu and Saturn, and you have already been experiencing serious trouble in your marriage, then there can be a break in the marriage as well. Some single Sagittarius could get married during this phase as well. Sagittarius could be very interested in starting a new business now. They could get lots of new business ideas and also have the courage and initiative to actually go ahead and put the ideas into action. This would be a positive time for business owners, and the key to getting good business growth and success would be having creative new ideas on what to do to expand their business. Having a new marketing campaign could give favorable results as long as it's something very creative and fresh. This transit also makes you want to socialize and expand your professional network as well as your personal social circle. You will have the desire to go out and get to know new people. Your communication skills will be rather attractive and you will gain new friends very easily. In fact, you can utilize your communication skills to negotiate any pending or new deals successfully. Any pending negotiations and issues stuck previously due to documentation issues will also get completed now due to your satisfaction. Any old or new contacts that you make will be very helpful in also expanding or helping your business or supporting you in your business deals. Relationships with siblings is enhanced. There can also be some short travels that are either for business purposes or simply to meet up with your friends and siblings. Prediction for Capricorn. Capricorn, Jupiter will transit in your 6th house and aspect your 10th, 12th, and your 2nd houses. Capricorn, the 6th house has some very challenging significations. However, Jupiter's transit through it means that there can be some positive results for these significations as long as some benefic planets are getting activated during this transit. So please do check your chart to see what planets are getting activated and listen to my previous section on planet activation in this video as well. There is an excellent phase for career improvement and betterment now. You enjoy very pleasant relationships with co-workers and superiors, and this will be due to your professional communication skills. Make sure to maintain a very positive energy in the workplace and work well with everyone. Refrain from getting into issues or arguments in your job. This positive attitude will be very beneficial for you in the long run from a financial perspective as well. So this transit gives you extremely beneficial results, not only as far as career is concerned, but also as far as financial results are concerned. If you had any previous loans or debts, then there is a very good possibility that they now get paid off and you get relief from that stress. Also, if there were any legal issues or disputes of any kind that have been dragging on or pending, then those can get resolved now as well. However, if malefic planets such as Saturn or Mars are in your 6th house, then that may not be the case, and those legal issues or conflicts or the loans and debts may drag on for a little bit. My guidance is try to pay them off at this time and don't take on additional loans and debts at this time. They will be very hard to pay off later. There's a chance that Capricorns can experience digestive issues due to their eating and dietary choices. So it's very important to pay attention to the food that you're eating. Stay away from fried, sugary, and processed foods, and that should help with maintaining good digestive health a lot. Some Capricorns may also have sinus issues or diabetes issues, but only if you are prone to it. The positive impact of Jupiter is that your communication and speech will be very pleasant and rather convincing. So this is a good time to settle any disputes or conflicts within the family. There will also be good relationships within the family and you may enjoy a closer relationship with them. Some Capricorns may relocate due to family relationships as well. Stay respectful of everyone during this transit, family members, bosses, co-workers, gurus, and make sure to stay close to the divine for their blessing. Prediction for Aquarius. Aquarius, Jupiter will transit in your 5th house and it will aspect your 9th, 11th, and 1st houses. Aquarius, Jupiter is in your 5th house and one of the most favorable transits for it because that is one of the houses that Jupiter is most comfortable in. Due to this, Aquarius will have several positive results in various areas of their lives. Overall, Aquarius will have a very positive aura and magnetism, and people will be drawn to them for their wisdom and good advice. This is a very favorable time for those Aquarius in the education field, regardless of whether they are a teacher or a student, and they can expect excellent results during this transit. Although students may go through a phase where they make some changes in their educational plans, and if they do, there should be nothing to worry about. This is also a time for financial gains via stocks and investments. If Mars is getting activated in your natal chart, there could also be substantial gains via real estate transactions as well. The potential for increased earnings are very high at this time, and this could be due to wise investments or simply getting promoted in your job. Aquarius will generally be drawn to learning new things, practicing new hobbies, or simply practicing new creative pastimes and finding a lot of happiness from these things. These could also be things like learning new skills such as arts of all kinds, music, dancing, and even painting. Single Aquarius can start a new love relationship, and some can even get engaged and married during this transit cycle. This is also a very benefic time for childbirth for those wishing to have a new baby in their family. There can be significant events in their children's lives during this phase as well. Aquarius could make significant efforts to expand their social circle and try to get to make new friends. They will come into contact with high-level people that will prove to be good friends as well as helpful and supportive in the long run. The professional and personal network of people could become very instrumental in helping Aquarius in their career and business as well. Most Aquarians will do lots of travel. This could be due to educational purposes or for religious purposes as well. In fact, those that were desirous of wanting to relocate in order to pursue higher education, that is very possible at this time. The one thing that Aquarius needs to take care of is their eating habits, because it's possible that they can have some digestive issues during this transit. This is a time of spirituality for Aquarius. They should stay close to the divine and visit religious places. Mantra chanting can do wonders for them because this will activate their luck factor, so they can get the positive impacts of this Jupiter transit. Stay close to your father and get his blessings as well.
Prediction for Pisces.
Pisces, for you, Jupiter will transit in your 4th house and aspect your 8th, 10th, and your 12th houses. Pisces Jupiter is your ascendant ruler, and it's going to transit in your 4th house, which signifies your mental happiness, domestic matters, real estate, and home environment. During this transit, Pisces might consider relocating to a larger home or one that has more spaces with lots of windows and light. Some might even relocate to a different city or country. My guidance is to make sure to verify everything before you sign anything to commit yourself to any loans or debts. Check all your documentation carefully so there is no inaccuracy involved. This is also a very favorable time for career for Pisces. And if Pisces feels like changing their job, it's a very positive time to make career and job changes, especially if it relates to relocation of your living place as well. However, my guidance is to make sure that you check out all your career and job opportunities very thoroughly prior to accepting the first one that comes around, because there can be an element of untruth or things not turning out as promised or as they seemed on the surface. So unless you have checked out everything very thoroughly, it could end up not as you wished or thought. If you're one of the Pisces that is not relocating, then my guidance is that you clear up all the clutter in your home and don't have any mess or untidiness laying around, because there is a chance that you may start getting the negative impact of Jupiter if that is the case. In fact, lots of you may start buying a lot of yellow items for home decor and household use during this phase. Some of you may even buy some religious and spiritual decorations and books to put in your home. Some Pisces could move to a place that is very close to a religious place of worship or an educational institution like a school or a college. Your mother's health will improve and your relationship with your mother could be more harmonious as well. You may spend more time with your mother as well, unless there are malefic planets that are getting activated at this time. So just make sure you watch to see which planets are getting activated. You will enjoy very good mental happiness and a general feeling of peace and harmony in your domestic environment. Although this can also be a time of high expenses relating to spending on the home or on family members, although you may still have a very enjoyable time and you won't mind spending that. There can also be some growth within the family, such as a new baby or someone getting married, and there can be expenses related to that as well. You will have some travel expenses as I mentioned, but this will be mostly for career or for domestic and family matters.
That brings me to the end of the video. Hope everyone has a happy and prosperous